Hello, friends, and welcome to The Hanged Man in the Moon. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for coming. I'm pleased to meet you. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. I'm truly honored. Friends, if you are a returning visitor, you probably already know that this is my mini-series. That's what I'm calling it, a mini-series, though that's not exactly the right title, for my dive into a very particular and unique deck called the Tarot of the Holy Light by Christine Payne-Towler, the inimitable, the imminent Christine Payne-Towler. And what I do is every day I draw one card. And I acknowledge the ideas, thoughts, memories, rememberings that I have from my associations with that card through the Smith-Waite system, the Golden Dawn system, even the Harris-Crowley system. So I acknowledge those things that come to my mind in a rush, because that's what I've worked with for the most part of my life. And then I try to separate them, weed them out from what I see in the card, or at least acknowledge that those are there and that the meaning could be different. And then, for a little bit of help from my friends, I use a different, very Rider-Waite-Smith-based, very Smith-Waite-based deck called the Tarot of the Holy Light, and I do a 3-card spread. I pull one card for the significance of my daily draw for the day for me, just to help me unpack it a little bit. And the second card is the obstacle to that significance, and the third card is advice. So significance, obstacle, advice, very common 3-card spread for a Smith-Waite or even a Harris-Crowley Thoth deck. And so I sit with that through the day. I live my day. At the end of the day, I crack open the book for the Tarot of the Holy Light. I look at the meaning as intended by the creator. This, again, is a continental tarot-based deck. The continental tarot system was analyzed and synthesized in this deck. And so I look at the meaning, I compare it to the meaning that I thought of at the beginning of the day, and I compare all of that with what actually happened during the day. So that's what I'm doing. So let's take a look at the card I got for today. Now, do you remember, if you were here before, the card I got yesterday was unsettling for me. It was Death reversed. What did I get today? I got the World reversed. That was very interesting because after I uploaded the video yesterday, the brilliant Christine Payne-Towler gave me a little bit of a kernel, she helped me. She helped me. She gave me the idea that perhaps the Death card reversed could mean that I'm still in a holding pattern for the chrysalis period, that I'm still in that transmutation period, waiting to break out as a butterfly, perhaps, or a moth, or something else, or some kind of critter. So that holding pattern idea was already in my mind before I pulled today's card, and then I got this card. And the things that came to mind, I mean, let me show it to you upright. We've got a female figure, very similar, well, not similar to the Tarot de Marseille or the Rider-Waite-Smith card, but usually there is a female figure here, even in Thoth. And that figure is often in a laurel wreath of some sort, or perhaps an Ouroboros or a circle of snakes or something like that. Yeah, and the four winds, the 4 evangelists, the 4 seraphim, the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac, whatever you want to call those 4 beings in the corners, are there. Now this card is different. What do we have here? We've got a figure, and I immediately, after working with this deck, at least this much, I immediately came to the idea of Sophia. Yeah, Sophia is a very important figure in this tarot system. So what I saw was Sophia standing on the world with the moon, with the sun up here, with the moon down here, with the 7 classical and visible to the eye planets There are signs around the world and a shadow here. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's still the idea of the 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 soul in some sort of completion state. Yeah, everything's there. Even shadow is there. Reversed, more holding pattern? Could it be? Could that be? Could it just be an exclamation point at the end of what Christine Payne-Towler told me yesterday, that you're still in a holding pattern? Maybe, could be. So I got this card and I sat with that. And I remembered all of those meetings of the world card for what I think of, which are completion, fulfillment, ends of cycles, that liminal space between one cycle and the next. Those kinds of things come to mind. And probably even more so because of the card that I pulled yesterday and the discussion that we had around that. So then I pulled my 3 cards from the Lightseer's Tarot. So let me show you those cards right now. Is that getting a little too goofy? I hope not. I'm kind of having fun. So the 3 cards that I got from the Lightseers were, in order, the first card, the significance card for the world card was the world. I mean, what could be more perfect, right? Then the obstacle was, interestingly, the 3 of Pentacles, and then the advice was one of my favorites, the Knight of Cups. So what did I think? What did I get from that? Well, the world card being the significance of the world card made perfect sense to me. So yes, we are talking about cycles, completion, perhaps that chrysalis, maybe it is that chrysalis, that I'm still in a holding pattern. That this reversed thing is that there's a blockage. Now, when I read reversals, and apparently even when Christine Payne-Towler reads reversals, sometimes they could be opposite meanings, but they could also be the energy is being overemphasized, or there's a blockage to the energy. Not reversed always, but a block to the energy or an overemphasis, which is a way that I also learned to read circular cards. Now, if you've ever read with a circular, a round tarot card, when they go, for example, to the right, perhaps the energy is, you're struggling too hard for that energy. When it's there to the left, that energy is a little too weak. And then when it's upside down, it could be a reverse meaning. So these are ideas from different kinds of card systems that I've worked with and I'm used to. So yes, we got the world card. We got sacred geometric figures. We got this beautiful rainbow dress. We got the circle around here. Sacred geometry, completion, fulfillment. I get all of that in this card. Rainbow, everything's there. Everything's there together. All of the geometry's there together. All of the colors are there together. It's radiant, it's joyous, it's fulfilled, it's dancing on a ring. The obstacle is the 3 of Pentacles, which is people working together for me. It's collaboration. So in shadow, in a negative sense, it would be perhaps disjointed working to opposite ends, or perhaps inability to work together. Not always working towards opposite goals. It could just be we're trying to do the same thing, but we're just not clicking. Yeah, that could be another meaning for the 3 of Pentacles in shadow. So the advice was, be the romantic. Follow your love. Follow your poetry. Follow your music. Follow your horse and been through the desert on a horse with no name. That's my horse with no name. Follow that horse with no name through the desert and follow your song. Follow your heart. Grab your bunch of roses and find someone to give it to if you can. If not, enjoy them yourself. Find your music, your poetry, your romance, your love. And that's a message that I can usually flow with very easily. Well, I'm very good at following. I've got the habits of following my romance perhaps because my sun sign is Leo. Yeah, there's a lot of that in there. I mean, the Knight of Cups is not the sign of Leo. However, Leos are typically kind of romantic people, I think. At least the Leo I know. So that's what I was thinking of for today. And so I went through my day, and then at the end of the day, I pulled this out, looked at the world card. The world card upright was very, I mean, a lot of the things I was thinking of are in there. Yeah, this is Sophia. This is Sophia. Sophia is the co-creatrix of this universe. Yeah, there's the divine monad, and then before anything else was created, there was Sophia. And Sophia is the one who brings like all the particles together to form matter. Yeah, who constructs all of these planets and even the shadow, she says. But Sophia is also the one who unites everything at the end, brings the left and the right, the light and the dark, the white and the black, all of that stuff all together into unity as an ascension back to the monad, to the instigator, to the divine creator, to the light as in not light and dark, but to the eternal essence of light. Sophia is also the goal of the magician who begins the journey and goes through all of this stuff to finally reach this position of enlightenment. We can think of this as a kind of enlightenment card as well, which are also all ideas that are in the back of my head when I think of the world card as well, but not as clearly as described by Christine Payne-Towler. I mean, I usually think of completion, fulfillment, but these are very, very specific, grand ideas of fulfillment. The fulfillment of matter as it comes into form and then returns to the creator. The creation returns to the creator. But it's that whole cycle of that. Not just I became an adult and now I become an older person. I mean, these are grand cycles that we're talking about here. But they could also be personal cycles, too. The cycle within the heart of finding other and then uniting with other, perhaps. So in reverse, let me read what's in the book for the reversed card. Just a moment. So, the reverse. Let me move to the reverse just a little bit at the end. The reversed card could signify the lack of this healing convergence, the convergence of all things together into a unity. Trump 21 reversed might point to a failure to awaken, the negative spiral of addiction and denial, or being thrown back into the wheel of incarnation with imbalances unresolved. So you could have gotten to that point, but then no, you're being tossed back into the beginning. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. Or, where am I? Here we go. One could also identify the reversed world with the turba or astral turbillion, also known as God's finger of correction. Yeah, God's finger of correction, which moves like a hurricane through the world, disrupting whatever it touches. So, things have been going on and going on. It's time to the course correct, the reset button. The world card reversed is the devouring and possessive graspiness of matter and the senses, source of endless appetites, which drags the soul into another incarnation and the creation of further consequences and ad infinitum. So it's not escaping the karmic wheel, being dragged back in for at least one more cycle of incarnation. It could be that too. Like you could have escaped the wheel of karma, and no, you plunged right back into the depths of it to begin that whole journey again. Ad infinitum, until you figure your way out. So it could be both of those. It could be that the great reset button of the finger of God, which is turbulent. It could be the plunging back into the wheel of karma. It could be that, what was that again? It could be that a lack of healing convergence, that you haven't even gotten there. So, my day. What happened today? Today wasn't a horrible day. Wasn't a great day. It was a day, and I was ready for that holding pattern. And when I got into the hospital to see my mom, she was not the best that she's been, not the worst that she's been. She was weak. She felt very weak this morning. I'm noticing cycles there too. In the morning she's weak, in the afternoon she gets this burst of energy, and then she gets tired again. So in the morning, I should have expected it. She was feeling kind of weak. But she was aware of her weakness when often she has not been aware of her weakness. I mean, she hasn't been aware that she could or might be feeling better at other times because of her dementia, perhaps. I think I noticed more clarity at times today. Not always, but some. More of a recognition that, no, I don't think I want to travel anymore. I've heard her reiterate that today. She also came up with a word of the day for herself, apparently. The word for the day for my mother today was abduction. I can't tell you how many times today she told me, don't get yourself abducted. I don't have enough ransom money. That was like totally out of left field. Here I am in Iceland. Who in the world is going to want to abduct me here? And I mean, so I've used several strategies around that. At first I said, Mom, we're here in Iceland. Who wants to abduct me here? Then I went into the, I don't have to be afraid of them. They have to be afraid of me. I tried that tactic. I tried humoring her, like, so today the word of the day is abduction. Why is that, Mom? I mean, several tactics to move away from that for some reason. And she wasn't exactly upset or worried or concerned or particularly stressed out about the idea of me being abducted. It was just her patterned word for the day. It was, don't get yourself abducted. Be careful. Don't go anywhere unsafe. It's like, okay. Thanks, Mom. Here I'm in the hospital. I also talked to the doctors briefly, and I wasn't surprised. The dates that they gave me today were a little bit more extended. Where I thought that she might be where she was for 2, maybe 3 days, they're saying, well, we're not going to release her until the 28th, and then we'll release her into general population, to the rest of the hospital, and then we'll assess where we'll go from there. So apparently they're expecting things to take longer. I wasn't surprised by that, but that seemed to be a confirmation of my understanding of the world card as that holding pattern. And so I noticed the cycle of my mom going after lunch, taking a nap, waking up from the nap, and perhaps wanting to go back to sleep, but then not wanting to go back to sleep, and then sitting up and then talking and looking out and being mentally active, more mobile, not running marathons or anything, but getting up and moving around on her own more. I did notice some potential breakdowns of collaboration. There's a lot of collaboration that is going to be asked for this process. The collaboration of getting my mom to where she lives, the collaboration of getting the insurance paid off, the collaboration of people working together to get this all of the pieces together to get her where she needs to go and the money where it needs to go and the claims and the paperwork where they need to go and all of that. So I noticed a potential for breakdown of this, but before that really got started, and I noticed myself perhaps getting a little bit in the shadow side, I thought, dang it, I'm going to Knight of Cups my way out of this. I'm going to Knight of Cups my way out of this. So I reached for my romance. I did some romantic play with myself, and I did a little bit of romantic play with a friend online, and it was a way for me to break free of the confines that I could have been in the process of creating for myself, if that makes sense. I romanced my way out of it. I created poetry for myself. I sang my song the way I like to sing my song. And perhaps that eased the potential for miscommunication. I even sent out emails to the family giving them the heads up of what's going on without, don't worry, things are being taken care of. And so, yes, I think, now I'm keeping my mind open. I could be on the verge of plunging back into this wheel of karma. I may be on the verge of having my reset button hit by the Lord God Almighty and a hurricane coming crashing into my life. But I think perhaps the idea of this being a continuation of yesterday's holding pattern, or not holding pattern, holding pattern, might be correct, might be the reading for this, for me for today. And I really do think this is amazing. Having the significance of this card being this card. That was just pure, wonderful, blissful synchronicity. What do you think? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So friends, if you're still with me, hit that thumbs up button so YouTube knows that you're enjoying this and other people might enjoy this and might get more eyes drawn to the channel. Hit the subscribe button if you have not, and hit the alarm bell so that you know when I upload videos. I try my best to do at least one a day during this mini-series. And also comment below. I would really love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think just not even disagree, but think something else might be another layer, another element, a piece you want to add in? Love to hear from you. And friends, if you're interested in a private reading, I have my brand new email address down below. Send me an email and we can figure out a way for you to get a private reading from this one. And friends, now, as always, what do you think of my shirt? This was the second shirt I bought. If you know the story of my travels, you know that I bought a couple of outfits, and this is the other one. This is the plains one, but still a color that I don't really have, so I'm happy with it. I like it. So now we're going to close up. Friends, now, as always, I wish you love, joy, well-being, and pure awareness. Thank you.